A new industry consensus reveals that hundreds of thousands of barrels per day of European refining capacity are slated to shut or convert in the next decade. Aging infrastructure, tightening emissions regulations, and dwindling demand for traditional fuels, combined with geopolitical shifts, are spelling trouble for once dominant refineries. Grangemouth, Scotland, and Wesseling, Germany, are among the plants already set to cease crude processing in 2025. Experts expect many refineries will either convert to biorefineries or shut down entirely if unable to adapt. The coal face, struggling facilities seeking a future. Many older and smaller European refineries are under immense financial strain. With margins compressed, maintenance deferred, and regulatory burdens mounting, several are either ceasing operations or halting crude processing temporarily. The Grangemouth Refinery in Scotland has already ceased crude processing and is transitioning into an import terminal. Gunvor's Rotterdam Refinery, handling 75,000 BPD, has suspended operations due to high costs and supply challenges. Dangote's disruption. Africa's refinery shakes Europe. The mega 650,000 BPD Dangote Refinery in Nigeria has become a game changer. Since commencing operations, it has slashed European gasoline exports to West Africa by 1/3. European refiners reliant on export volumes are losing a critical market. Analysts warn that 300,000 to 400,000 BPD of vulnerable refining capacity in Europe is at risk of closure if trends continue. Gasoline stocks in Rotterdam are rising, while diesel demand is somewhat steadier. Driving forces behind the decline. Description: electrification, fuel taxes, and net zero mandates are shrinking demand for oil products. Newer, efficient refineries in Africa, the Middle East, and Asia outcompete European peers. Deferred maintenance and outdated equipment are raising operating costs and safety risks. Carbon pricing and environmental standards penalize high-emission plants. Losing export markets, like West Africa, erodes critical revenue streams. The broader picture: global shifts and Europe's retrenchment. Since 2020, Europe has seen the closure of at least 9 refineries, removing over 1 million barrels per day of capacity. Global refining is moving toward integrated, flexible facilities in growth markets, while Europe shrinks into marginality in this space. The Dangote Refinery, alongside Nigerian facilities like BUAs, adds over 1 million BPD of refining capacity in Africa, matching the scale of European closures. What's at stake? Energy independence. Europe increasingly relies on imports, reducing energy self-sufficiency. Economic and energy security. Closure of local facilities may disrupt supply continuity. Industrial losses. Refineries are vital employers and economic hubs. Shutdowns affect communities. Strategic realignment. Africa is emerging as an energy export powerhouse, reshaping old trade dynamics. Final thoughts. Europe's oil refining industry is undergoing a structural decline, not just a cyclical downturn. Aging infrastructure, regulatory pressure, and shifting global supply chains, especially via Dangote's rise, are reshaping the continental landscape. Europe must either reinvent its refining model or lean more heavily on imports. With Africa ramping up domestic refining, the future of energy trade looks increasingly realigned. Aging infrastructure, regulatory pressure, and shifting global supply chains, especially via Dangote's rise, are reshaping the continental landscape. Europe must either reinvent its refining model or lean more heavily on imports. Aging infrastructure, regulatory pressure, and shifting global supply chains, especially via Dangote's rise, are reshaping the continental landscape. Europe must either reinvent its refining model or lean more heavily on imports. Aging infrastructure, regulatory pressure, and shifting global supply chains, especially via Dangote's rise, are reshaping the continental landscape. Europe must either reinvent its refining model or lean more heavily on imports. With Africa ramping up domestic refining, the future of energy trade looks increasingly realigned.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.